Okay, Shalom Akim. First and foremost, call halal Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash, and of course, double honors. Once again, go out to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who through the Holy Spirit continue to teach all of us this truth, to wake up the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. All right. Wow, this this opinion piece here. Guess what? It's talking about these masks that this devil has everyone wearing, walking around here looking like idiots. This, as you should know by now, if you don't, I'm going to tell you, all this is telling the ones that are really in charge who's down with them. All right. This is like it's a joke to them. All right. It's like a global game of, Esau says, Simon says, wear a mask. And all you need is a little common sense to figure out that this is BS. Alright. It says mask mandates have hit a new level of absurdity. Alright, by Bill Spadea. It came out just a couple of days ago. And it reads, for months now, I have been writing about how masks not only do nothing to stop the spread of viruses, and according to some experts, they may actually be spreading the virus. Alright? Pick your study. There are many now showing that mask wearing has no impact on saving lives and preventing disease. Alright? Here's one thing that he may be getting at, and that's the fact that when you have these masks on, now they make such a big deal about sneezing, and I always say, well, you hypocrites, why haven't you been doing this every flu season? All right, something as easy like the cold, which they haven't found a cure for. Wow. All right. The rhinovirus. Wow. But something that just what they call novel or new or whatever to just spring up. Miraculously, you come up with a vaccine in 9 to 10 months. We know it's all a bunch of BS. It's just distracting people. All right, they're just using this as an excuse. But here you are with this mask on. The mask acts like when you have a spray bottle, and it's called atomization. It makes everything smaller. So therefore, it will travel further. So wearing this mask, and then not only that, you're constantly with this mask on, it's building, forming bacteria in here, the moisture. Now you're prone to get what? Bacterial pneumonia. And other issues, because it's not supposed to be there. Alright? Carbon dioxide is supposed to be breathed out. It's a waste byproduct. Alright? This whole thing is ridiculous. It's therefore lowering your immune system. Alright, it says, yet the mask craziness prevails. Now airlines are able to enforce mask wearing by calling the cops and having you arrested and fined. Seriously? First of all, even if you are a mask idiot, believing that magically a face covered with mesh openings 100 times larger than the virus will prevent spread, how do you reconcile the fact that you could be on a crowded plane next to someone eating with no requirement to have a mask? Are we seriously going to believe that even if masks work, the virus doesn't spread while you're chewing and swallowing? I've said this a million times. I don't go anywhere that requires a mask. I support my restaurant friends by ordering out regularly, but I won't participate in the charade of having a mask on for a 20-foot walk from the door to a table. Anyone with a brain can see the absurdity of this activity, and I'm sure everyone's aware of it. Well, those that have half a brain are. Alright, so it's the only time I wore a mask during this entire lockdown madness was to take my son to the doctor after he was injured playing football. And it was clear that the staff knew it made no sense as my mask was settled below my nose. What is really disturbing though is that the orders, even in New Jersey, come with an exception for medical conditions. That's right. There are some people who should not be wearing a mask at all because it compromises their health. Well, no shit. Despite the legality of refusing and the fact that a private business cannot challenge your medical condition legally, try that out in the real world and you'll quickly realize there is zero tolerance, which is why I think the trial attorneys are going to have a field day when the dust settles. And I hope people get the compensation they deserve for their suffering. Beyond this, we have concrete evidence that the masks are totally unnecessary when you look at the near maskless culture in Sweden. And other Akim have made videos concerning this. That glaring contradiction in all this is Sweden. And he's going to continue. He says, and kids in school, no mask, no distance, and no deaths. Even the teachers are seeing their health protected as they have a much lower need for medical care, even if they get COVID. Sadly, the ignorance, and that's just what it is, the ignorance and fear of our population translates into the likelihood of mask mandates for years, if not decades to come. And here's something else that is a likely outcome. Let me get it. Hold on here. Because situations like this, when I'm getting ready to show you, are likely to increase. I don't know why I didn't load this. Slovakia. Let's see. Whoops. Let's see if this will come up. Because you're going to have idiots like this. Let's see. Yes, this idiot right here. Alright. And I'm sure you all have probably seen or heard of similar situations like this. This idiot right here. Prosecutor, Ocean Shores man lost the fight he picked, declines to file charges in beating over mask. Alright, now let me get a few scriptures first. I don't want to go too long here, because who are we dealing with here? Alright, this is a people as soon as it loads, I apologize. This is Job. Oh boy. This is Job 15. And 35. Talking about, actually I'm going to have to start up. Who we're dealing with, a liar, a deceiver, just an outright scoundrel. Alright. Job chapter 15 verse 34 says, for the congregation of hypocrites shall be desolate, and fire shall consume the tabernacles of bribery. They conceive mischief and bring forth vanity, and their belly prepareth deceit. To think of something like this on a global, a worldwide scale to get people. See, what people don't understand, the threat itself does not need to be real to accomplish what they've accomplished. And you're witnessing that. You have witnessed that for roughly 10 months now. All right. It's the art of fighting without having to fight. All right. You've got people so paranoid and afraid, at least initially, that they'll do anything you say. Why? Because the fear of death, for one. All right. You threaten a person, or they feel their mortality threatened. You know, and it goes back to Job, chapters 1 and 2. All right. That's how they accomplish this. Hebrews 2 and 15. Let me get it real quick. Using the fear of death to accomplish this. This is a real scumbag you're dealing with. These Edomites, these so-called white people today. All right. This is Hebrews chapter 2, verse 15. And deliver them who through fear of death will all their lifetime subject to bondage. That's bondage. That's what people are, you know. These twisted, sick elites got these people all afraid. Alright? For what? So they can accomplish their goal. They're actually going to do away with the current money system. Alright? And everything's going to go digital. But in the meantime, they needed something as a cover. And all these stimulus packages, all right, all that's going to do is just hasten the coming of more inflation and eventually hyperinflation, and the bottom is just going to drop out. All right, another big depression. This is all involved in Hegelian dialectic, you know, pressure from above, pressure from below, problem, reaction, solution. All right. This is what this devil is doing. Let's get some more. This is Psalms chapter 10, verse 7. It says his mouth is full of cursing and deceit. All right, and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. Let's go into that. Cursing and deceit. Ultimately, he wants that birthright back. We're talking about Edom, Esau, the brother of Jacob, and his descendants, nation of Edom. All right. Go to Genesis 36. All right, and this is Strong's H423. Allah. All right, oath, covenant, curse from the Most High, from man, execration, and imprecation, curse, cursing, execration, oath, swearing. All right. All right, let's see. To become a curse. All right. So let's go back. And that's what the nation of Edom all along. You know, they're into heavy witchcraft, and they attempt to nothing but bad intentions on the nation of Israel. It's going to deceit, because that's all this is. It's deception. All right. And now you got these people, you know, here in D.C. I'm sure everyone's aware of what happened at the Capitol last week. I'm sorry, week before last. All right. Let's see. All right. Treachery. That's what he's about. Going down here in the Strong's definitions. Let me start back up the top. Strong's H4820. Maramah. All right. In the sense of deceiving, fraud, craft, deceit, false, feigned, guile, subtlety, or subtly, treachery, which should remind you of what? Didn't the Most High say, all right, he's not going to succeed. Alright, because he wants to enslave Jacob forever. This is Job chapter 5, verse 12. He said, he disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. So they're not going to succeed. Alright? They will not succeed. Continuing on, let's go back to the article. Alright? Like I said, the big thing that sticks out, that spoils their narrative, is Sweden. There was no need. See, you're only hearing what they want you to hear as far as expert opinions. Alright? Because what? People that come out, they're either threatened with their medical licenses or other things are thrown up in their face. It continues on. It says, of course, the free states in the Union, Texas, Florida, South Dakota, among them, have had no issue with sickness, death, and hospitalizations outside the expected rush which happens every respiratory viral season, formerly known as flu season. Despite not having mandates, it says people are packed in the restaurants once again, celebrating life and enjoying friends and family. I'm excited to spend some time in Florida and Texas in the coming months after I get our family in RV, as my flying days are done for the foreseeable future. If you don't have to, why would you subject yourself to that kind of government and big corporate harassment? I know I won't. How about you? Alright? So, the post above reflects the thoughts and observations of New Jersey 101.5 talk show host Bill Spadea. Alright? Any opinions expressed are Bill's own. He has to put that disclaimer out there because what? They label you anti-maskers and anti-vaccines, and yet people are dropping dead that had no prior health problems or issues. Alright? Because if you, like I said, have been paying attention, you know that Bill Gates has made numerous speeches about culling the herd, so to speak, with depopulation through vaccinations. And if you put in Georgia Guidestones, that's the elite's commandments. There is what they want to do. They tell you just have to look. Alright? So this is going to be it. I'm not going to go any further with this for time's sake. Let's see, where did I go? Oh yeah. Alright, so yeah, once again, this is New Jersey 101.5's radio talk show, and the host here, this is him. It says mass mandates have hit a new level of absurdity. Alright, and it has. And I just showed you this bonehead here. Let me see. This idiot, what did he do? He was telling people to wear a mask. He went up to him. Alright? So the prosecutors are like, dumbass, you the one started it. It says the man who said he was attacked after confronting two men for not wearing masks was worried police were not properly investigating the case. Of course, they're probably laughing at your stupid ass. Alright? Daniel Troublefield, 43, said he was at an Ocean Shores IGA last month when he called someone out for not wearing a mask. Inside the store, he said the conversation turned heated, and he thought that was the end of it. But once he walked outside, he was taunted by the men. They kept berating me with expletives, calling me a snowflake, and it's not science, it's a hoax. To my regret, I walked up to the car. I was trying to explain it as science. See, there goes that science shit. And you should be wearing a mask because you're endangering me and everyone else in the store by not wearing a mask, by not having a mask on. That's when things escalated. So the next thing, he's on the ground, getting beat down, getting stomped out, and as a result, his dumbass ended up in the ER. Alright? So you can expect a lot more of this. I'm not calling for it, I'm just pointing out a fact. Alright? Because people starting to see this for what it really is. Alright? It's bullshit. Alright? Gonna lock down a person's face over some crap. Alright? And yeah, that's going to be it. So hey, I hope I'll just put the links to both of these. I hope whoever views this is edified. You know, hey, we're out here trying to wake up the remaining Prophet elect, so get sealed and get the hell up out of this place. Call hello Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashim Karpadash. Alright, once again, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Mill. Shalom.